Grand rising, powerful beings. Shout out to you. Today I'm gonna be talking about setting up your month for holistic living. All right, so if every month you just don't really set it up, you don't really take a look at it, you don't really plan. Look, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And what that means is you don't wanna just wing it, because those who wing it get their wings clipped. I'm gonna say that again. Those who wing it get their wings clipped. So you want to make sure you flying high, because you journaling and you setting up your month. So it's the first week of March, first day of the new month, and you can listen to this anytime that you want to set up your month. So keep tapping into this episode of Ed Talks Daily, because I'm gonna be talking about setting up your month for holistic living, baby. All right, so keep tapping in with me, and let's get it. Right. So I want to say thank y'all for tapping in. This is Ed Talks Daily. It's a daily podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. So make sure you subscribe, and if you haven't done so already, just text the word Ed Talks to 561-510-9605. I'm gonna say that again. Text the word Ed Talks to 5. This was gonna happen. You're going to get the results. Okay. So if you plan accordingly, you're going to get the results. All right. So what is planning all about, and why should you do it? So if you tapped into the previous episode, yesterday I talked about reflecting. All right. So yesterday I talked about reflecting, the concept of reflecting, what that means. And I said about closing out your month. So if you have not tapped into that yet, text the word reflect, and I'll send you the message to 561-510-9605. But what is setting up your month? So now, I don't know if you ever played basketball, but I used to be on the basketball team. And how you set up a score is you throw a pass, all right? So most people, they don't throw a pass to themselves. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a plan. They don't throw a pass. They don't set themselves up to score. All right, so not only is it a new month, but it's March. Not only is it March, it's Money March. So this month, I personally is focusing on financial abundance, streams, elevating the streams, making the streams that I have work for me, finding more, working what I have, being more creative, marketing, promoting myself, getting more money. All right, so that's what I am focused on in this month. And something I want to ask you is, what are you focusing on? Like, what is your focus for this month? So the first thing I want you to ask is, first, what is your focus for the month of March? What is your focus for the next cycle? What is your focus for this month? So I want to ask you, what is an area of your life that you looked at and you said, like, bruh, this area, I have to work on it. So if you did the weekly or monthly review yesterday, you would have found out there are a couple of areas in your life when you did the personal development grading scale that you say, hey, I can better work on those areas. Like maybe I can work on my finances. Maybe I can work on my communication. Maybe I can work on my mental health. Maybe I can help on my habits, my holistic habits. So you really think about that, and now what you're going to do is you're going to create an itinerary. You're going to create a plan. You're going to create a blueprint. You're going to set a track so that way you can actually make that become a reality. So you're like, what do I mean by that? So the first thing is, based on last month's reflection, is going to be this year's transformation. Based on last month's reflection is going to be this month's transformation, which means you're going month to month because you want to improve from month to month. So when you look at your personal development scale and you said these categories, I got below a 50%, I got below a 60%, I got a below 70%, what you do is you enhance those quality categories in the next quarter, the next month, the next cycle. So what areas of your life? Was it your personal development? Did you not personally do stuff to help you grow? Was it your communication? Are there some people you need to talk to, right? Was it your emotional balance? Did you feel pulled towards an emotional side that specifically does not work? Maybe you need to work on that. Is it your body? Did you have a bunch of aches and pains all last month? Was your heart broken? Like, were you waking up? What's your routine? So you got to look at the routine. So were my routine off? Did you feel less productive? So you look at your productivity. So you might say like, hey, I was not that productive last quarter, last cycle, last week. So what you're doing now is you're creating a blueprint now so you could actually transform that, okay? So you're like, oh, on the basis of what I could have done better last month, you do better this month, okay? So let's say this together. Based on what I saw that I could do better last month, I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I'm just gonna improve it this month. You know, I'm just going to I have a continuous improvement mentality, so it does not even affect me. I'm just going to transform it. Okay, so now you pick the categories, and then now this is where you're working from, because this is a holistic living. So we have to know which categories. Is it your nutrition? Did you not eat? Did you overindulge in certain sweet? Maybe you had a little too much alcohol to drink. You know what I'm saying? All of these things, you want to think about it, because now that's going to help you transform it. So you're like, yo, you shared a whole lot before you got to the how do you plan. I'm telling you, part of planning is reflecting. Part of reflecting is planning. So let's get to it. So now that you've discovered what areas, categories that you can better improve, now what we're going to do is we're going to create goals. We're going to set goals. So your new month start with goals. Your last month finished with reflection. Your new month start with goals. Your last month finished with you checking up on your goals. Your new month starts with goals and then turning those goals into plans. So on the basis of your pain last month, you create your goal this month. To evolve out of your pain last month, you create your month this month. On the basis of the target that you did not hit last month, you create your goal this month. Because now you're saying, hey, I am looking, I am paying attention, and I'm transforming. On the basis of your routine last month, you create a new routine this month. On the basis of your habits last month, you create a new habit this month. So you're like, what are the goals? So maybe like you woke up at 9, 10 a.m. every rising. You're like, man, 6 or 7 is my time. So one of your goals is gonna be for your holistic routine. So you say, hey, my goal this month is to rise up at 7 a.m. Eastern, attend Rising Prime daily basis, or at least 3 to 5 times out the week. So now, bam, that's a goal, right? And you say, I need to do this because I know why. There's a why behind your goal. Okay, so I have a goal sharing podcast, and I'm gonna share with you another time, and I'm gonna give you a quick brief of that. But you wanna really take a look at that. So you're like, okay, I'm setting a goal for my routine. You're like, okay, I'm setting a goal to go to the gym. You know what? I'm setting a goal to have that juicing back on point every rising, right? I'm setting a goal to diminish my sweet tooth craving, acting on that craving to at least just 1 time a week, or 2 times a week, but I'm gonna get the healthy sweets. So all of these are part of your goal setting. So then this rising, one of the major things that I said was like, yo, on the major thing that I said, your goal setting is now like, not just one area, but your finances. So how much money do you want to make this month? Like this rising, doing Rising Prime, the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe, we started with a journal prompt, and the journal prompt that we was talking about was, what is your income goal? You cannot hit a target you don't have. So what is your income goal? So what I mean by that is, how much money do you want to make this month? Okay. So how much money do you want to make this month? Like, this is very important. One of the major things that I'm working on is my finances, right? Making sure that I'm increasing the streams, that I'm making sure that my purse is lean, that I'm making sure that there aren't holes in my pocket, watching the holes in my pocket. So think about your financial goal. Like, how much money would you like to make this month? How much more streams would you like to do? What do you need to do to make that happen? All right, so you're thinking about that. How much money do you want to make? What streams do I want to create? And what do I need to do? What are the activities I need to do to make that happen? This is going to be the next part. So first, think what you want to happen, the outcome, and then think the activity towards the outcome. These are going to be the habits. All right, because we're going to create another list. So we're still working on your goals. So we're talking about finances, we're talking about your health, we're talking about your fitness. Maybe it's exercise 2 to 3 times a week. Maybe it's exercise 4 to 5 times a week. Whatever it is. You get what I'm saying? Maybe it's do Qigong on a regular basis. Maybe it's start to learn a new mindful movement modality. So whatever it is, discover that and get to it, all right? So now maybe it's your relationships. Maybe you might look at your relationships and say, like, there's few people that I really love, But you know what? I've not really been talking to them like that. There are a few people that I really care about, but you know what? I've just kind of been distant from them because I'm going through my own emotional winter. There are a few people that I need to have a conversation with, and I'm not going into this next month without really doing that. It's a new moon, let me turn over a new leaf. It's a new month, let me turn over a new leaf. It's a new cycle, let me turn over a new leaf. So you got to look at your relationships. Then you got to look at your thinking patterns. You might look into your mind and say, look, these are some very negative thoughts that I've been thinking continuously. I've been limiting myself with my own words, and this have not been working for me. So today, once and for all, I'm making a determined, deliberate effort that, guess what? I'm going to change my thinking patterns. I'm going to change my thinking habits. And with that decision, you set a goal for that. Okay, so set a goal for your routine, your finances, your family, your relationships, etc., your business. Some of you need to be creating content on a consistent basis. So what are your goals for your business, right? What is the number of people you want to join your business or join what you got going on? What is the amount of posts that you want to create consistently to grow your brand? You get what I'm saying? And what do you need to learn in order to do that? And if you've been kind of like doing God's work, which means you're doing stuff to impact people, think about it. Maybe your goal is to now structure your work into a organization. I told you, listen, God's work is done well in a 501c3. I said God's work is done well in an LLC. I said God's work is done really well in an S corp. So you really have to think about how you're going to not just produce, but how you're going to structure what you're producing. So think about what are some goals that you have in relation to your business? What are some goals that you have in relation to your brand? What are some goals that you have in relation to opportunities? For me, my goal is to speak more at high schools, colleges, right? It's going to the spring season, and I call this Money March, right? Money March is getting to the bag, you know what I'm saying? So setting up a price for my services, up-leveling the price, right? So I used to charge $1,500 a talk. Now I'm gonna charge $2,500. So it's saying like your $2,500 is how much I charge for a speech. So now pitching those, what are the activities? So after you set up the goal, you set up how much money you wanna make, you set up how you want your family, I want you to now describe how that looks visually. So I said you set up the goal, but the goal is pulling. But this goal, it needs a why and it needs an image. You set up a goal, it's pulling, it's nice, it's really empowering, but you need an image. So I want you to describe, just like we did description to review, this is a description for projection, okay? Remember when we did it yesterday? We did a description to review to see where you went and how it looked like and what you learned. This is going to be to put where you want to go, to literally say, this is where I'm going and this is how I see it unveiling. So I want you to legit think about the month you want to create. See it in your mind's eye, see it in your mind's arena. And I want you to put that picture into words and produce that on the paper. I want you to describe, in the month of March, I see myself going to these various events, meeting powerful people, having these great conversations, and then learning from them, connecting with them, inviting them to what I have to offer after. I see myself having beautiful moments with my family, sitting at the dinner table, at the beach. I see my bank account ringing. I see Stripe notifications all day. You know what I'm saying? Just bang, bang, bang. I see opportunities. I see people calling me saying like, yeah, I would like for you to give a speech at my college or organization's institution, church, right? I see vitality in my body. I see myself sitting underneath a tree and I just hear the birds singing and I'm like, ah, this is beautiful, right? I see beautiful food around me. For those of you who's a foodie, like you see beautiful foods around you and you enjoying that. You see yourself posting content about that food, making videos about it, and other people being inspired by that. You see yourself speaking, getting out of your comfort zone, speaking the word of God, motivating others, teaching, coaching, healing, right? Seeking. You get what I'm saying? Motivating. All of these things, you want to see it happening for you, okay? So you don't just think about it. I want you to visualize it. So part of your journaling, as you do this, you should do this today. Set up your month for success. A lot of us, we hear it, we think it's cool, but we don't apply it. So I want you to actually apply it, visualize it, and then put that visualization into descriptive word. I'm going to be your English teacher today. You know what your English teacher used to tell you? Make sure you put some adjectives, verbs, all types of words that's going to describe an imagery how you want it to look like. So we're legit about to do that, okay? So in addition to that, now you're like, yo, I got a real nice vision of March 2022. You see it clear in your mind's eye. Now, I need you to get yourself in a state of belief where you can see that image every single day. Now, remember I had said, write a vision statement for your life for the next 5 years, how you want it to turn out. What if you turn that initial vision of the month into a month vision statement? What if you turned it into an audio of how your month is going to look like and you started to listen to that? What if you, in congruency to your goals, you created affirmations to dismantle limiting beliefs that makes you believe you can't achieve them, and you said those affirmations every single day? Don't you think your life would transform? What if you got yourself in a powerful state where those affirmations are aligned with manifestation, because now you actually believe it, you in a state of inspiration, you are open to the creation that works within you, through you as a creating being. So you wanna visualize how your month is going to look, you wanna write that visualization down, you wanna record that visualization, and then you wanna listen to that visualization, and then you go out, you make that become your reality through your habits, through your routines, and the things you're gonna do consistently. Okay, so this is why journal day to day. Okay, so after the month review, it's gonna come to a day dedication. So you can say, hey, I wanna create content. I'm really good at cultivating my gardens, and I wanna create videos showing how my garden is cultivating. I wanna make YouTube videos. Saying you wanna make it is cool, but how are you going to implement this goal on a daily basis starting today? So it goes day by day, week by week, month by month. So we see it all out so that we can go all out on a day consistent basis. So after we visualize it, after you done set the goal, you need implementation strategies. So now this next section is, how do you implement the goals? How do you implement the vision? How do you turn it from just a goal, just a vision, into a reality? This is going to happen with your actions. This is going to happen with your habits. The habits you build are also building you. This is going to happen in your routine. Now, I was listening to Eric Thomas today, and one of the most powerful things he said in that video is like, yo, why my life is so successful is because I have a routine. I go in the tree and I hit that same spot every day. And I hit that same spot every day. I hit that same spot every day. I hit that same spot every day. So you want to figure out what that spot is going to be every day. And that's what we're going to talk about during Rising Primes for the next month, Money March, creating content, creating system, different streams, how to keep the money in your bank and not lose it, how to invest and transform the money. So we're going to bring guests who are financial educators to educate you and educate me, because I want that education, baby, so I can apply it. You get what I'm saying? So you want to be able to apply by creating those habits. So part of it is going to be, how can I? So I give you a lot of secrets. Now, if you want the assistant, the coaching, and more internal, in-depth work, you want to join the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe, okay? Because that's when I'm helping you one-on-one. I'm helping you closer. We're having that interaction. But I want to say this. One of the secrets I've shared with you on this podcast over and over is, ask yourself this question: how can I? That's it. Like, I promise you, this is going to transform your life. And how can I is fueled on the basis of what you've acquired thus far. Which means, how can I, the answer you're going to get back is only going to be in direct proportion to your growth and development. Which means you might say like, yo, how can I walk? But you're like 3 months old. Like, you haven't gotten that knowledge yet. You haven't found it yet. So now you might have a goal. Nutrition, eat healthier. He says like, how can I eat healthier this month? You might just write down a few strategies. How can I achieve that goal? How can I make this much money? How can I? And I just want you to answer that question. Now somebody says, how do I know if my answer to that question is right or wrong? Listen, it's going to be on the basis of how far you've grown. Not on the basis of right or wrong, just on the basis of how far you've grown. Now, the answers that you don't yet have from how can I is only on the other side of asking. The answers you don't have on how can I is only on the other side of seeking. The answers you don't have to how can I is on the other side of coaching. The answers that you don't have to how can I is on Google. The answers you don't have to how can I is on YouTube. The answers you don't have on how can I is in you. It's in God, it's in the Word, it's in Bible. The answers you don't have to have an eye is somebody right next to you that might have the information. The answers you don't have to how can I is in you seeking for the information. Is you paying for the information. So some of you have such a massive goal. You finding out how you can get all the free information to get this goal going is only going to diminish your ability to act on it. So some of you at a point where right now you don't need to just ask yourself, how can I, and then look for free. Some of you need to ask yourself, how can I, and just find the person who did it, the person who's doing it, the person who I do it, and just pay for that. Like some of you like, yo, how do I make these videos? Like you need to sit down in a class and just do it. You need to actually get the instruction. You need to get the teaching. You get what I'm saying? Don't get it wrong. If you don't learn, if you're not reading these books, if you're not listening to podcasts, if you're not asking people questions, if you're not stepping inside of you, meditating, praying, cultivating, reading, if you're not doing these things, you're not going to get the answers. If you're not going to classes, going to school, taking courses, showing up to the masterminds, signing up for the webinars. Look, people want the results, but they don't they don't do what it takes. So you have to do what it takes this month. So whatever it is that you're going to need, I need you to figure out, if you don't have it, how can I get it? Right? Do I need to invest my time to get it? Do I need to invest my money to get it? Energy to get it? Do I need to exchange something to get it? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to barter? You know, look, if bartering your time is not effective for you, use your money. Because money is just an energy exchange. So a lot of people are not willing to do that. So one of the major things, when you don't have the information to do certain goals, to achieve certain goals, I need you to put in your personal development plan. So part of your monthly goal setting is, what type of books are you going to read this week? Now, shout out to Sun, shout out to the beautiful Soleil. Now, you go to college, your professor have an entire what you want to read, what you should read, what you need to study, what's the chapter reviews, what are you going to do? You need to become your professor, okay? You need to become your professor, okay? You need to set yourself a study guide, a study plan. What types of books, on the basis of your goals this month, I'm giving y'all so much great stuff. On the basis of your goals this month, what do you need to learn in order to achieve it? What type of person do I need to become in order to achieve my goal? And what books can I step on to become that person? What books do I need to step on to see over the wall? What information, what classes do I need to step on to be able to see what's really, how do I do it? Some of you, you're not getting the information. That's why you're not getting information. That's why you're not formulating the secret ingredient, because you're not getting informed. And in not past information, look, you can get the information, but if you're not in the spirit to apply the information, then you're not going to do nothing with it. So you have to be in the spirit of application. This is called inspiration. In the spirit of application. So it just means that you're saying like, yo, I don't just got a whole bunch of information, I'm getting informed and I'm getting ready to. No, I'm actually in the spirit of it, and I'm doing it with the very essence of. You get what I'm saying? So you can have information, but inspiration says, I'm going to use that information, get in the spirit, and get to transformation. This is when you transcend your past ways of being and you elevate to another level, because now you don't just have information, you don't just have inspiration, you have application to your transformation. Okay? So the application of your information is inspiration. Your application of your inspiration is transformation. Okay? Let me get a horn for that one. Yo, we on fire today. Setting up your month for holistic living, baby. Y'all share this video to 5 friends and comment done. Share this podcast to 5 friends and comment done. All right, so I'm going to give y'all a quick little review what I said. I said one of the first things that you want to do in setting up your month is setting up the goals for the month. Where do you want to go? And then you want to put all of those goals in a descriptive format where you can literally visualize and you can see that. You can see it in front of you. You can see it. You can feel it. You can feel how it's happening. And then after you've done that, what you now do is you've taken out your goals, you ask yourself a question, how can I achieve it? And then those become certain little points. They become things that you're going to do, things that you're scheduling out to do. And then after you ask yourself, how can I, then you ask yourself, like, do I have all that I need right now in order to bring it into fruition? What more do I need? And then you seek for that information. You create a personal development plan where you're going to grow in that month to become the type of person that's going to be able to achieve the goal. So yeah, you want to lose weight, but you don't really know how to work out. You don't really know how to do it without hurting yourself. To some extent, we all do know how to do it, but you might say, like, yo, I might need a personal trainer to achieve that goal. You want to eat healthy, but you don't really know how to detox. You don't really know what foods to eat. So you might say, hey, I need a health coach to help me with that. You want to build your brand. You want to create some marketing tools. You want to build a system for your business. And you say, like, hey, I need to hire the holistic motivator for that. I need to create content. Right? I need to learn how to do the podcast. I want to do that. I want to do this. But you just like, yo, I don't really know how to do it. And some of you don't even use the resource of a DM. Like, I got a text message, and a lot of people, they don't really text back or text me, right? And it's ironic because they can ask me questions. They can tell me all types of stuff, right? But a lot of people, they're not willing to ask because they normally think people don't want to hear from them, or what I have to say is not important. You'd be surprised how much people you can reach by just contacting them, asking, how did you do that? What did you use for that? You know what I'm saying? What did you use to create that? And then you just do that. You keep running your business. You want to develop those skill sets. You don't want to be too shy, okay? So with that being said, I also invite everybody who's listening, watching, just text the word EdTalks to 561-510-9605. You're going to be added to the text messaging tribe. And once you're there, what that's going to do for you is going to I'm going to stay in contact with you. So once you join that, I'm going to send you motivation, inspiration. You can get exclusive. Some of the stuff you're going to get first. You're going to see first. So you're going to be part of an actual community. So make sure you text EdTalks to that number. All right? So setting up your month for holistic success is also about saying, like, bro, what is holding on mental real estate? This is going to be the last portion. My mental real estate. I want you to say this. I want you to realize this. If your mind is occupied of tenants, it's hard for you to go hire, get more tenants. If your mind is occupied with people who are not paying for space in your mind, it's best for you to go handle that. Reconcile the debt, right? Here's what I mean by that. If you're thinking about, like, how I did this person wrong, how you didn't call this person back, how you, like, all that is holding tension upon you, and it's best that you go into the next month without that. You know, and sometimes it's really hard. I had a conversation yesterday. Some of the people that we need to have that's holding the most mental real estate in our minds is our parents, is our family, is the people we love, is our friends. And guess what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Guess what? There's something right with that. It means you care. So you're like, man, why do I keep holding this person in my mind? Like, yo, I need to stop thinking about this person. Like, nah, you know, this person is in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So in this month, one of the biggest things we can do, like, because you can have these beautiful goals, I promise you, and you could be very productive, but from time to time, you're going to get in a different states where you just don't understand it. And a lot of times it has to do with your relationships. So I really want you to, in this month of Financial Abundance Money March, so tomorrow we're going to really go down on that subject. I really want you to focus on, in the beginning of the month, seeing what you need to do. Maybe you need to apologize, maybe you need to communicate, you need to get on the same page, whether it's your clients, whether it's your fam, whether it's your friends, whether it's your classmates, whether it's your teacher, whether it's your coach, no matter who it is. If you can do this one thing, if you could really get on the same page, you could forgive yourself and the other parties, a lot can happen. A lot will happen. And it's a must. You can, you will, and you must. All right? So this has been Ed Talks Daily. If y'all have not done so yet, make sure you text the word Ed Talks to 561-510-9605 so you can be added to the text messaging tribe, where you're going to get inspirational messages, podcast episodes, freebies, and I'm going to let you know when I'm going live for Rise and Prime. So go to text that Ed Talks to my number, 561-510-9605. So I want to let y'all know that this is a podcast. So if you just watching and you're like, yo, this is real good, man, there's plenty more where that came from. If you just tapping in, I want you to do this real quick. If you text EdTalks, you're gonna get the link. But if you go to edtalksdaily.com, just go to edtalksdaily.com. I got over 300 episodes. 300, man, over 300. So you could tap into episode on almost every subject. So go to edtalksdaily.com, your number one hub for your personal development hub. It's called edtalksdaily.com. Once you get there, make sure you subscribe there, so that way you can get the updates. And at the same time, if you really you rock with the podcast, make sure you leave a review. Check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, etc., because it's all out there. So go to edtalksdaily.com and check that out. All right. So one final announcement to those of you who've been listening and hearing me about Money March. Money March is going to be a wealth building conversation that we're going to be having amongst the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe. Basically throughout the whole month of March, what we're going to do is the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe, which is a holistic community for seekers, healers, teachers, coaches, and motivators who come to cultivate a sense of inner peace, creating a routine that would transform their mind. It's a mastermind to support you along your journey of becoming, along your journey of transforming, along your journey of healing, along your journey of creating a holistic lifestyle. So basically, the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe helps you cultivate the tools, the routines, the practices, the habits, and that's going to help you grow yourself, and then also helps you with the business knowledge, wellness, entrepreneurship knowledge. So now you can also build your brand. So it's not just building yourself, it's building your brand. So now you're learning how to create content. You're learning how to create systems. You're learning about what it really means to be in business. And we're reading this book tomorrow, The E-Myth Enterprise. But actually, for the entire month of March, what we're actually doing is we're doing something called Money March. And Money March is focused around financial abundance, financial education, learning about things such as budgeting, learning about things such as taxing, your taxes, deductions, different ways, learning things about real estate, learning different things about how to create a community around your podcast, learning about different sources of revenue. So every single day during the Rising Prime, we're going to bring a money subject. And then towards March 20th, we're going to then start a detox cleanse, right? So then we're going to do that for 21 days as the seasons change into the spring season. So it's actually a really powerful thing, because what's happening is we're legit not only manifesting the money, but we're manifesting true abundance, because once you're clearing up yourself, you're clearing up your cells, you're opening yourself up for better manifestation. Sometimes you're not manifesting because you're literally toxic on the inside. So we're going to get the toxicity out with the spring detox cleanse, right? So that's going to be centered around teas, it's going to be centered around herbs, it's going to be centered around juicing, and it's going to be a progressive detox where we're going from day 1 to day 21, the first week of letting go, second week of just juicing it and fasting and then doing the herbs, and then the third week of breaking the fast. Okay, so Money March is going to be an powerful month, which ends with the detox, March 20th. So if you're not part of the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe yet, if you're not part of this community, I want to let you know that it is time for you to join. You're not going to miss out. Like, you're going to get so much great stuff by being part of this community. So you go to holisticlifestyletribe.com and you'll be able to join. So once you go there, there's a 7 free day trial. So you get yourself a free 7-day trial to the tribe, to the community, and just check it out for 7 days. Not only is it a Zoom meeting that we have for the Rising Primes, but we have an entire application where all the content is housed, where the different master classes are going to be, and this comes with a lot of other great components. Like, we got the book club, we have the Qigong classes on the weekend, we have the seasonal detox cleanse, we have the how to build your brand, BYOB, build your own brand. That's powerful. So all of this is within the community. So go to holisticlifestyletribe.com, sign up for your 7-day free trial. So you want to get access to that, because this whole month is about financial abundance. Now, one of the major things that's going to really help is not just the affirmations, but the state that you're going to get yourself in every single rising, right? That's going to really help you have a new money mindset. But what I'm really looking forward to is the guests, the powerful guests that I'm about to introduce y'all to, introducing you to different financial advisors, accounting, people who are hosting all these different courses. I have my friend that's gonna come. He's actually gonna talk to you about day trading. I have my friend that's gonna come. He's gonna talk about real estate. I have my friend that's gonna come who's gonna talk about many different forms of revenue, okay? So I'm connected with a lot of people in that field, and we're gonna be bringing them in for you during Money March. So for those of you who've been listening to the podcast on a while, and you're like, yo, I've been on the edge about joining the tribe. I'm not a Zoom person, I'm not a rising person. Listen, I told you how important a rising routine is to you. I've told you the importance of getting yourself in a peak state of mind, and you might just be running away from the mastermind. One of Napoleon Hill's key principles is the mastermind. And I'm telling you, Napoleon took that from the Bible. You know, Jesus had 12 disciples, so he knew about the concept of mastermind. And all of them were doing all the same works. So it was a very beautiful concept. And then when you're able to get in the room, and they say when many come together in my name, great things happen. So the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe is not a religious institution. However, that's what I believe in, so I'm using that as a reference. But what I'm saying is when we all come together in the name of growing, getting better, building our businesses, bringing something powerful out, doing a powerful impact, that creates a good energy. So that's kind of like why you want to get in the room, batteries, charging each other up, positivity, getting your mind in that state of productivity, right thing in the rising, and then getting all this powerful information, and then of course applying them. So remember how I said if you had some goals, money goals, financial goals, personal goals, fitness goals, whatever goals you got, you need the information and you need the inspiration. So not only do you get in the formation of, get in the spirit of it. So that's what the Rising Prime is going to help y'all do really well, is get in the spirit of transformation, right? Get in the spirit of it every day with the movement. So we start with what? Mental health check-in. So we've been doing the journaling prompts. Like today we set the goal and we set the financial goal. And then the next thing we go into is not only do we do that, we go into mindful movement, and then we go into personal development, and then we close it all up with some powerful affirmations. So once again, make sure you go to holisticlifestyletribe.com and subscribe to the podcast and join the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe and start your free 7-day trial with a tribe of seekers, healers, teachers, coaches, and motivators. Come seek, come heal, come teach, come coach, and come motivate. And get coached and get motivated. HolisticLifestyleTribe.com. Make sure y'all check that out. I appreciate y'all for being loyal listeners of the Ed Talks Daily Podcast. I just want to remind you that you have the unlimited power within you to achieve whatever it is that you want, to cultivate the life that you deserve, and to create the month that you look at and you say, hey, this is the month that I'm going to have today, regardless of what's happened. This is the month I'm going to have. I'm going to create these things. This is how it looks like for me. And I'm not letting anything stop me from making that goal become a reality. Once you are adamant, once you are focused, once you get yourself in a peak state, once you say, hey, this is my gift and I'm not running away from using my gift, something will shift. So start shifting today. Today is a new day. It's a new month. It's a time to transform your life. It is possible, and it is going to be so, because you are making a determined, deliberate effort to make this happen. So for those of you who've been watching, who've been listening, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, join the tribe, send me a text, stay in connection, all right? And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to this podcast by going to edtalksdaily.com. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you like this video, and make sure you leave a comment, okay? That's gonna help me a whole lot in producing and promoting the podcast. So once again, thank y'all for watching, man. I appreciate y'all, all right? So stay in your power. Remember, let your light shine. Don't hide it. Don't dim it. It's the Holistic Motivator, and I'm out. Peace.